Hello, this is the second series of the captured in the psych ward, so to speak. So let's start the second series now. You see, Martin Kelly has been pacing around his solitary cell, yelling out, "I will kill the whole lot of you! All of you will get shot for putting me here, you big fuck rich bastards!" And this made the nurses very scared for their safety to go down there to give him his medication. And Martin said, "How about that Jamie kid? Bring him in here! I want to fuck him up the ass! The fucking ass!" And that is the reason why the nurses were scared. And Big Ann and Brad were having a constant argument over the treatment Kate was getting from the nurse when Brad purposely walked in on Kate while she was having a shower. Anne said, "Brad, sweet Brad, you don't know nothing about women, do you? You know nothing about women, do you?" And Brad said, "I walked into the shower to give her the fucking towel she asked me for." And Anne said, "You men always have an excuse. You're scum. Brad Carpenter, you are complete scum." And Brad picked up his bottle of Coke, which he bought from the hospital canteen, and poured it all over Anne and told her to fuck off, you stupid stinking clot. And then Anne, as I told you, is no wimp, got her fist and put it straight into his gut. And when Ron Cooper clocked on, the nurses said, "Ron, thank God you're here. Martin Kelly is going crazy with all sorts of threats galore." And Ron said, "Has he taken his medication?" And the nurses said, we are afraid to, just in case he hurts us or finds a way to get Jamie." And Ron got out his bag and put it in his office and then went straight to the HDU to try to calm Martin down. And when he got there, this was hard. You see, Martin was in the mood to knock Ron out, like that, or grab one of Ron's tools and stab him with it. So Ron put a vest on for protection, bulletproof vest, and went in there to try and make Martin Kelly calm down so he can take his medication. But this was going to be hard. So Ron said, "We will stab him in the ass with his daily dose of his medication. It's the only thing, and it'll be done for his own good." Martin fell down in the bed, pumped full of medication, and the next dose is lunchtime before the meal. And Ron said, "Monitor Martin. If he is still knocked out, get me, and I will give him his next dose of medication the same way. You see, we want Jamie safe." And speaking of which, Ron went into Jamie's room to check on how he is going in there. And Jamie said, "I am fine, but I want to leave here because I am too young to be locked away with that pedophile in that room. I heard what he was saying, and I was scared. I am scared. I ran in my room, and I haven't had breakfast yet. There is too much crazy in here. And Ron, if you let me out, I promise I will never hit my parents again." And Ron said, "Yeah, mate, yeah, okay. I will see what I can do, even if I transfer you to IVU later on today. But I'm not making any promises, okay? But I will see what I will do." And Jamie said, "Thanks," and sat in his room saying, "Fuck!" very loudly. And then saying, "Let me out of this fucking psych ward. I want to be with my girlfriend and playing cards." And Jamie went out and asked Brad whether or not he wanted to play cards. And Brad said, "Fuck off, kid. I really ain't into playing cards with you, mate. I want to work on growing up, buddy. And clearly, buddy, I ain't your daddy. I really ain't your daddy. You see, to you, I want to be just another man you captured they captured in the psych ward with. We aren't buddies, pal. And he said, pal, in a way that you really made Jamie understand what this ward is all about. And Susan and Kate were starting to pace around the HDU, saying, you cunts, how about you cunts, let us out. You cunts, how about you cunts, let us out. A big Ann said, yeah, let us out, you cunts, we want the pedophiles out. You see, he is scum. We want the pedophile out of the HDU forever. And went into prison. And into prison where the cunt will rot forever and ever. Amen. You see, the women were doing this for 2 hours, really annoying the staff. And whilst doing that, the nurses brought George Brennan in, who was really drunk, and yelled and tied up a 13-year-old partygoer and shoved her in the boot in the basement of his flat. And nobody knew where they wanted to put him, because the jail wasn't what his girl wanted, because he was ill. And he has been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. And Patty Rose said, who is this dude? What did he do to be put in here? And Ron said, that is none of your business, okay? Just move on, buddy, and be with your mates. And Kate, Susan, and Anne, and Brad started singing, you nurses have captured. You see, you nurses have captured in the psych ward today and tonight and forever. And Ron went behind the nurse's office to have a word with the nurses about letting Jamie go to the IVU. And one nurse named Jackie, you know Nurse Jackie, who said, we probably have to hire security guards to make sure that Martin can't get out, because there are beds, but not enough cleaning staff to make a bed for him tonight. I know it might be hard, but it is what we have to do. And then Ron said, what about George, though? He has the same problem with kids. Well, the nurses said, yeah, we'll have to have him in solitary next door, and the security guards guard both of them. And also, we have to make sure the people in those rooms are aware of the situation. And that made Kate and Susan even more fucking angry, saying, you put us in with pedophiles. You put us in with pedophiles, and that is what we hate. So get off your high horse and move to IVU. Move us to IVU, because we are two women you hate being fucked around. And Ron said, what do you want to do with these women? And the nurses said, well, they have too much force. And Ron said, shut up. You're spoiling this place for Jamie. You need to bring a family atmosphere for Jamie Lawson. And Kate went up to Jamie and said, piss off, you little picture-perfect family kid. You ain't welcome in a place like this. You see, you are too nice. You are too nice. George Brennan looked at Jamie's legs, thinking you are sexy. And Anne saw the way he looked at his legs, walked up to Ron and the nurses, bringing him to solitary, and she said, you are a child snatcher too, are ya? You are a child snatcher too, are ya? You are scum. And Patty said, you hey pisshead. You after those kids? I'll bash you, cunt. If you escape, you should be in there forever, you fucking cunt. That afternoon, the HDU common room got a new digital TV, HD, and a massage chair, so people can relax in. And Anne was the first one in the chair. And Brad came in 12 minutes later and said Get off the chair, you cunt. I want to get out of the HDUs too, you cunt. So Big Fat Ann, get off your butt and give me a go. And besides which, I want to watch the local news on Channel 31. So piss off, you stupid cunt, okay? And Ron, who has had a very long and tiring day, made this last task to break up a fight between Anne and Brad. But it was easier than expected, because Anne said to Ron, fuck off, okay? And then Brad said, fuck off too, okay? And then Ron went to his locker. But on his way to his locker, Ron had an emergency. You see, a young 23-year-old named Tommy Georgetown was locked in the meeting room 1 and the nurses asked Ron to come in to talk to him. You see, Tommy was walking around knocking over people in suits because they haven't got the life he has, or they have got the life he has, and they haven't got the life he has. So Ron went into the room and got into a weird conversation about Tommy having weird visions of bombing Los Angeles and Sydney and the Wall Street Journal. And Ron told him, this is wrong to do things like this. What makes you think like this? Why do you want to knock over rich people? And Tommy said, I have never been given a fair go from those scum. And why do you have these visions, buddy? And Tommy said, first of all, don't call me buddy. It's downgrading. And secondly, I want Los Angeles and Sydney bombed right down to the ground, as well as Wall Street. Yeah, those rich assholes should be shot. And Ron said, sorry, but you are being transferred to HDU. You have not got any leave for now, and I am worried you will be put in solitary while we have one kid in there. I am afraid for his safety. And Tommy started to kick and scream, saying, help! Help! Kidnap! Kidnap! And after Ron left him, he went home and cooked a nice, well-done steak with vegetables and mushroom gravy, and watched Blue Bloods and Criminal Minds, so he can learn about how to deal with his patients in the HDU. It's only a show, though. And then as he was going to bed, 3 women started to stare at him from the apartment over on the next block. And Ron said, lovely night, isn't it? It sure is a lovely night. And then Ron went to bed. The end of part 2.